Hi everyone, and welcome to another video on the Casio X3000 keyboard. And in this video I'm going to do something slightly seasonal, which will hopefully get you in the kind of Christmas mood. So I've got the music box tone, which is 067 here. And what we're going to do is a little bit of editing of this tone. And the way to edit tones is to do a long press on the function edit button here. And immediately there's a series of parameters. The first one you'll see is this one here, which says attack time. So you can change how soon the sound begins when you press a key. I'm going to mainly skip over a lot of these parameters in this video, and in another video I'll go into a bit more detail. I want to get into DSP editing, but I'll just step through them, and to go through them use the left and right arrows here. So the next one in the list is release time, and if I adjust the release time, at the moment the tone has a kind of natural sustain to it. So if I wanted to reduce that sustain, then I need to reduce this number here, which I can do with the wheel. And immediately you can hear, when I press a few keys, how the notes almost stop once I release the keys. If you want to change values, then you can do that by pressing the number button here on the keypad and then actually typing in a number. So if I put it back to 64, I have to type 064. And now we're back to where we started. Let's just carry on through the list for the moment. We've got cutoff frequency, resonance, vibrato, octave shift, volume, velocity sensitivity, reverb send. I'm actually going to reduce that one actually. So press number and then 3 zeros. And that will take away the reverb. Chorus send. Again, I'm going to leave all of these, and delay send on 0. Finally, we get to DSP edit. If I press the right arrow again, we're back to the top of the list with attack time. So I could have just press the left button to begin with. So here we are in DSP edit mode, and the way to get into that is now to press the enter button here. And at the moment it's turned off on this particular tone. I know it's turned off as well because on the screen at the side here where it says DSP tone, there's no little black marker against that those words there. So if I turn it on, now you can see how that little black square has appeared. So now we've got DSP on. Again, using the left and right arrows, I can step through the DSP list of parameters, and we're on DSP number 801. If I move it to another one, you can see different things come up here. 801 is an EQ. EQ stands for equalizer, and it's a way of adjusting the tone, like bass and treble tones you might find on an old hi-fi unit, or when you're listening on your phone, you can adjust the EQ. So that's what we've got here. But if I use the wheel to go anti-clockwise, I've only got to go to the very next one here, and you can hear how immediately we've got a different flavor of this sound. Just by adding a different setting on the DSP. All of these ones here, if I keep on going through the list, you'll see have names, and these relate to specific tones that are preset, the ones that come with the keyboard. But of course you can use these on any tone. Some will have more of an effect than others. This little jazz organ one adds quite a nice shimmering sound to the music box. But I'm not going to use any of those. I want to find a delay and add a delay effect to this tone. So if I go clockwise now around using the wheel, I'm looking for one that has DEL in there. Some of these are single ones, some of them are combinations of effects. Let's find one that says delay. Keeping going. Some of these are also guitar-based ones. If you're a guitarist, you'll understand what some of these refer to. Okay, here's one here, Del D amp, which is short for delay drive amplifier. Again, it's more of a guitar effect. So if you've ever seen a guitarist, they'll often have little foot pedals that they combine in series, plugging one into the other. And that's what we've got here on the keyboard, are different combinations of pedals, either single pedals or combinations of pedals that we can play with and use to edit and tailor the sound to what we want. So now I've got this one here. I'm going to press enter, and you'll see this one is made up, first of all, of a drive effect, which is kind of distortion. And again, using the left and right arrows. The next pedal, imagine a real pedal on the floor. This one's for tone control. The third one, you can adjust the kind of cabinet or speaker that you're playing your tone through. And then the fourth one is delay. And I want to use the delay pedal here. So I'm going to go back to these others and turn them off. So the way to do that is to press the enter button. And bypass is off at the moment. Well, it wants to be on in order to turn it off, which sounds a bit weird, but that's the way often things work on a Casio. The bypass is now on, and drive has gone. If I put it back on, or unbypass it, it adds quite a gritty sound to the tone. But I want it turned off, so let's turn it off. Let's go back up a level by pressing exit, move to the next one, tone control, press enter, turn this off as well by turning bypass on, press exit. Next one in the list, the cabinet speaker, press enter, put bypass to on, press exit, and now we've turned all of those off and we've just got delay. So I've moved to delay, let's press enter, and I'm going to leave bypass off because this is the one I want to use on this tone. Let's take a look at a few of the parameters that you have for delays. And there's quite a number of tweaks you can do to the delay. First of all, you can set the time in milliseconds. The ratio is the amount of, first of all, on the left side that is sent or affected by the delay. The next one is the right ratio, the level on the left, the level on the right, the feedback type, the feedback level, high damp or high dampening, tempo sync, the input level, the amount of signal that's coming in, the dry level, that's the volume without any effect. The wet level is the volume of the effect itself, and then we're back to bypass. If you look in the manual, you'll see this is the page on delay where they go into a lot more, give you a lot more information about what each of those parameters do. But for the moment, I'm going to go back, and first of all, I'm going to turn it to tempo sync. A value of 1 is off, which is what it was set to. I'm going to put it to a value of 5, which is 1/2. Okay, can't really hear any difference at the moment, but that's okay. But what it means that when I've saved this tone, I can control the amount of delay according to the tempo that I'm using in a particular song. So that's why I've turned it on to tempo sync. High damp is a way of just controlling the tone of the delay signal. Often when you listen to a delay, it doesn't come back exactly it's not an exact copy. In a room, a live room will adjust the tone a little bit. Often you'll lose a lot of the top high frequencies. So that's what this is doing. But I'll put it up to 127. It doesn't really matter too much for this example. Feedback level, we'll come back to that in a minute. Let's go back down to, I'm going to take the right signal down to 0 for the moment. Press number, type in a few numbers, get it down to 0. And I'm going to bring the left level right up. So let's put that up to. And if I play a few notes, you can now hear, if you're listening in stereo, the delay is coming in on the left, out of your left headphones or on the left speaker. And another parameter to adjust is the time ratio. So at the moment it's set to a value of 64. The values range from 0 to 127. So therefore 64 is about in the middle. If I put that right up to 127, have a listen. The effect that you're hearing is now that the delay is much longer before the tone repeats itself. If I put it back to 64, it comes in much quicker, the delay. So this is the ratio. So if I put it to 127, this is a 1-to-1 ratio. And 64 is half of that, which is why it's playing back the delay much quicker. And we can have different values on the left and on the right. At the moment, we're just listening to the left. So let's put in some signal into the right side. And the ratio's at 127, but the level is right down. So let's bring the level up. So you can probably hear how the main tone suddenly jumps to the left and then jumps to the right. So in effect, we've got two delays. We've got a delay setting for the left and we've got a different delay setting on the right. If we made them the same, then obviously it would sound the same on both sides. But delays are can be really creative for creating sort of rhythms within the music. So if I just play a chord, just one after the other, you can hear how it's creating a rhythm. So if I play more chords, or if I play broken chords or arpeggios, you can hear how the delay effect is kind of building its own music within just from a few notes that I'm pressing on the keyboard. Feedback type, you can either have to stereo or to cross. So what happens there is that the right delays will cross over to the left and the left delays will cross over to the right. At the moment, because the feedback level is quite low, we're only really getting one note. If I put it on 0, it's just literally one note. But if I bring this up, you'll hear that crossing over. Happening in the tone. I'm going to put it right back to 0 here anyway. And I'm going to put it to stereo. So we've just got delays on the left and delays on the right. So there's a very simple way, really, of getting quite a lot of mileage out of one particular tone. So now, if I want to save that, I press right. It says, "Are you sure?" I press left. I press yes, which is the plus button here. I wait, and it completes. And what it does is it finds the first available blank user space. So let's go and find that. So if I do a long press on exit, it's gone to 814 on my keyboard. And yep, the delay is still there. If I want to name it, then I do a long press on the record stop button, press enter, and now I can write a new name, create a new name. So let's call it box delay. Keep the 0 or O. Let's find an X. And I'll just make this a D. Make this an E. And then A. Whoops. And then insert a letter here. So I'm going to make that a Y. There we go. And then press enter. Oh, I've misspelt this. Let's go back. Make that an X. There we go. Box delay. Press enter. Are you sure? Press yes. Or even a short press. There we go. And we're back to box. Box delay. Already kind of sounding like Christmas music. I can layer that with a tone. Let's put in a pad of strings. The strings haven't got a delay on, but the music box does. And if I put a split on it as well, we could have a little bass. So I'm just pressing on the keyboard single notes like arpeggios, and that creates that rhythm effect that I was saying that the delay is so good at. So I hope that's given you some ideas on how to get creative with editing the tones. In other videos, I'll go in a bit more detail actually to show you how to tweak the sounds using some of those other parameters as well. But again, thanks for watching.